Hey everyone, it's the ESL Pro League Southeast Asia closed qualifiers, and it is the final day and the final map. This is it. It's a best of one, basically, for who goes through to the Asia playoffs now between, I can't even remember who's playing.
Signature and Lucid.
Signature. I was just thinking SG. I couldn't get my brain around it. Signature and Lucid. Thanks for saving me. But this is the final map. It's Train. It's technically Signature's choice, but we're that far down the map pool that what we saw there on Cache, you know, if we get that here in Train, it's really maybe not going to be too exciting.
Here was the whole thing, right? We started the series, all right, so we're sitting up straight. This is overpass.
Woo!
Look, okay, this is solid stuff from Signature. Lucid, there's not much you can really do there. Infernal's really exciting. It's like, oh, I mean, this is not the most in-depth strategically, but you can still see teams trying to flash each other in, crossfires and smokes. And it's just come off the camera, but I was actually just going to slump in a 45-degree angle after watching Cache, because that was just horrendous. You said in the back that this, I mean, I'll say it for you. I'll steal your line, right? Because I agree with you. That was honestly the worst game of Counter-Strike I've seen in probably the last 3 years of my life.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it on broadcast.
As in for, like, in terms of the level that is expected, there was no, like, it wasn't as if there was one team.
Okay, to be fair, I've definitely watched worse Counter-Strike than that, 100%. But the level that you expect out of these teams, you would definitely be expecting a bit more. That
was not the best, right? That was not, okay, these are amateur teams trying to come up or whatnot. We know what they can do. Yeah. We know what Lucid Dream can do. We know what Signature Gaming can do. That was them just degrading down to a base level and trying to bash each other with clubs. That was how barbaric it was. It wasn't...
Train is a different ball game though. Like Cache, you can kind of get away with that. It's Cache, you can play it a bit puggier, you can try and take those aim battles, you can maybe make it work. But now on Train, you kind of need to knuckle down, you need to play it out properly. And Just Cause is going to start off well. Rolex going down, nice long range angle for the USP, good work from him. But into the B bomb site does go Signature now, and we've got obviously just the one defender right now. Wannafly is kind of there, but Leaf unchecked, and he'll be able to punish them for that. Bomb will still go down here from Signature, but now we're in a situation where Lucid Dream is very much favored 4 versus 2.
Yeah, but Reality has to do so much work at the moment. Has to probably drop the smoke on himself and try to play around because not even allowed an opportunity to do so. No kit for them to work with. J9 is going to make a lot of noise trying to come back into this, and he can't really tap the head. So once
trying to do... Do you remember what Fallen did there with the AWP?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I am Sydney 2017. I think he picks off Aloof. Oh no, he picks off, was it Carrigan on the defuse, and Aloof's trying to get the trade, and he still lands a shot, and it's just ridiculous. Yeah. So, yeah, wow, how long ago was that? FaZe Aloo.
Couple of years, yeah.
I am Sydney 2017. Oh, the cold zero spray down and overpass? That was just absurd. It's just literally less than a split second, there were 3 headshots. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah. How does he do it? He's a machine.
Force buy through from Signature here with the bomb down. That's another thing that we haven't really seen too much of. Oh, by the way, another Lucid pistol, 7-0 for this series. Yeah.
I mean, it's 3 AKs.
But yeah, it's like you say you don't even save in the pistol. You get the bomb down, but then in the next round you can actually buy AKs and armor. That's ludicrous. They're going to get the bomb down here, but Zendi and Leaf have done a pretty good job of holding it off.
Okay, this is just, okay.
No bomb plant, actually.
No problem whatsoever at all. Signature getting close to the smokes, and actually he's been spotted out as well. And this could be just a full-on upgrade right now for all. Yeah, this is just a full-on upgrade right now. 3 AKs? 2 AKs. Only 2 AKs retrieved, but Lucid Dream actually huge impact in terms of the starting in the CT side and Signature. I mean, only Reality so far hitting any kills. I honestly think that Lucid Dream, this one is actually in the bag for them at the moment.
Well, it's starting off that way, but you can't draw that many conclusions off 2 rounds.
I don't think so, but at the same time as well, we've got the random factor in terms of Lucid Dream. They won't play standard. They need to start throwing a couple of spanners in the works. They'll be pushing in, making sure that Signature's uncomfortable, and Signature at the stage that it just, after watching Cache, after watching Inferno, their T-sides don't really fill me with the greatest of hopes, and Just Cause.
Well, it's a pretty good spray down from Zendi. Trying to transfer too quickly, but you kind of have to do that if you're going to survive in that situation and just hope the shots will hit. 4 players alive for Lucid in that one. That's a much better round, and they do manage to... I don't think they actually upgraded the MP9. Anyway, doesn't matter.
So that MP9 can play close, you can go a little bit aggressive, you get a pop flash in. I want to see Lucid Dream actually take control on the CT side, not by expending manpower and wide swinging, but I want to see flashbangs on the back of the wide swinging, some good smart incendiary grenade usage. And it doesn't need to be flashy. At the end of the day, it's still going to be the aim that really puts down the confidence. And Look, good defensive early incendiary grenades, getting some early positioning and just making sure that they stay safe is absolutely going to be critical. WannaFly going to be in that SL position with the MP9. Respectable, fair enough. It's up to the T's to flush them out now.
Oh, Leaf missing the shot. That gives an opportunity over to Signature, but he's not fully punished for it. Oh my goodness, that's a little bit risky. WannaFly, he does only have the SMG, however, so his stopping power is maybe not that quite what he needs. But it's going to be an A split here for Signature, and the CT side starting to lose a little bit of HP. The same can be said for the T side at the moment. Neither team looking particularly solid in this round. We can still see their rotations coming backwards and forwards. Leaf now having a look in toward the B side, but really I think he needs to be a bit more concerned about A, at least for the moment. Still 50 seconds in the round, however. Right. And look at the position of Rolex. At the moment, he is all the way around the back by Old Bomb, and he is going to have such a strong spot. Oh, he does spot out Just Cause, but decides not to take the shot.
There's the first one, and there it is. Rolex Monster able to open up the A bomb side, but WannaFly still at least putting up a decent fight. I think the CTs, though, are going to be locked out of it. And Zendi, he thought he could cover Ivy on top of the green train, but he doesn't realize that Rolex has actually slipped by, and that's really down to Zendi either not calling it was he couldn't see, or just some miscommunication from Lucid Dream. Regardless of what it was, that's a sick lurk coming up from Rolex, and that means that Signature do manage to at least put one on the board. 3 AKs up as well. I think the CTs should be allowed to keep the weapons over to the next one. Signature don't have enough in the bank to really start hunting just yet. Just take each round at a time. Yeah, and keeping the ult through is really going to help the economy here for Lucid. Obviously, they would be able to buy through regardless, but that a bit of extra cash keeps the money afloat on that CT side, and that's always pretty critical. Money's still not going to be amazing for Signature here either. Obviously, they win the round, but they are going to have to rebuy 3 guns. So, actually, looking at it economically speaking, Lucid is still doing a little better after that. But both teams starting to deplete. Depends how many guns through for Lucid in this round. Should they lose, they potentially actually can still get a reasonable buy through. If they take 2 guns through, they should be okay. They'd obviously prefer to win the round. Looks like Leaf's going to go for a quick peek out into Ivy, but forced back by the flashbang. So good utility usage from Signature early on in the round. Yeah, some good counter aggression coming out from Lucid Dream as well. But Reality is already fast in SL, so that's a good thing. And it is going to put a bit of a dent in terms of how the CTs are going to be holding on, especially with this aggression coming out from Signature Gaming as well. They're starting to get some control of this inners area, which is always so critical in Train to try to force this rotation back out so there's 2 on the B bomb site. This is much better. So it looks like Keish was just a little bit of silliness. It's all gone away now, and Rolex is very, very close to breaching out of Ivy right now. Don't know if he's got the smokes and whatnot, but the rest of the players are going to be lining up. J9 also going to be making his way to Olaf. Most of the players thinking about coming back in, but J9 making just a little bit more noise than he needs to. Rolex also able to come out through Ivy, and Leaf just making sure he lands that shot. This time, Rolex isn't going to be able to get around the back and kill 2 players, but it's still looking a bit dangerous here for Lucid. Really depends on how WannaFly goes here, holding this B push down the ramp. That smoke starting to fade, so he's changing his position up. Very careful of the upper side of this site, but 2 players on the spray down. Great work from WannaFly, and he closes the round out for Lucid. Does exactly what he needs to do, and there's 3 guns through from the CT side as well, which is going to keep that bank very, very safe. For Signature, the same can't be said. Their money, very low. Yeah, and that's just Signature. I mean, they had to go for a risk at the end of the day. They're also spread out right now. They're not coming in together. You've got to be relying on either these team-focused entries or trying to make sure that you land your shots. And J9 just on a bit of a venture, making noise. That's not what you need to be doing in that position. You need to be slowly coming out to see who you can surprise. And PP Overdose is going to be pretty fast up into there, but Niffy. Didn't see too much from Niffy actually on Keish. Wasn't like, needed on Keish. It was okay, but yeah, exactly. It was like, oh yeah, you know what, do your thing, but it wasn't as amazing as what we saw on Inferno. Hopefully we get to see a little bit more of it here on Train, because that certainly was exciting. This pistol round not working for Signature at all. They've walked straight into the crosshairs. Lucid holding some good angles. 5 and 1 up on the CT side. Money's looking good. Lucid's looking good. Signature, not so much. No, I think this is Signature hitting the metaphorical wall. And Lucid, what's been working for them so far has been aim, right? And that's all they need right now. They are starting on also on the CT side. Haven't seen any utility usage. I mean, the reason why I'm basing on this Lucid being a complete shutout is normally with AKs against SMGs and executing the A bomb site, you haven't taken that much damage from utility. And yet you still lose all these aim deals because you don't nullify these angles. I like these nades coming out from the CT side as well. We saw this coming out from Order a long time ago, and I really like what they did. I like what Lucid are doing with that as well, just getting some Ivy control force in the back as well. But the rest of the T's have been allowed to come out of connector from here on in.
It's at this point for Signature, you got to be thinking like, how did it all go so wrong? We won 16-4 on the first map, and now we're into the fourth map. Lucid might actually reverse sweep us after winning 16-4 on the first map.
I think it's going to be a reverse sweep already. I'm calling it a Lucid victory already.
Yeah, like what's happened? What happened to Signature in this 2 or 3 hour time period?
I don't know, some tilting, maybe just not having the endurance to really follow forward as well. And Lucid, I think have been, I don't know if I should say growing or evolving, but I think after each map they pick up, they gain more and more confidence, right? You get Inferno, that's a big confidence. Especially after Nifty getting the clutch. I think this is the first tactical pause on the side of Signature Gaming, maybe the second tactical pause. So this is the first time, and this is actually starting to spell problems because now Signature realize, hang on a moment, like this is why I preferred seeing Train a little bit earlier as opposed to Inferno. It's because Train, you don't have as much leeway as a T side. If your initial entries don't work out, then I mean, what else do? Do you go back for a fast B push? If that doesn't work, you're slowly starting to bleed out rounds to a CT economy, which is starting to build up. All the players on Lucid Dream are starting to gain the confidence as well. It's not as longer as if it's just a guy called Niffy or Leaf who's doing the damage and really just carrying it away.
Across the board, they're all fragging.
And Just Cause has always been really consistent as well. He's been an absolute nuisance in this Ivy area as well. Just chipping you away, making sure Signature never have a fun time trying to take it. They always have to use certain utility just to make sure they gain control of Ivy. And as a result, when you're using utility just to gain this control, it's going to make your job even more difficult afterwards. PP overdose so far. James Bond, 0 impact so far, and at least putting some damage, putting some pressure onto Leaf at the very least.
Pressure is one thing, rounds are another, and Lucid Dream are the ones that have the rounds on their side of the scoreboard at the moment. Bit of utility used early from Lucid. Look at that money. Wanderfly's got above 10k. What's the ADR for PP Overdose? Let's have a look. Oh, 22. I mean, 22, 25, 24. Across the board there on the T side, things are not looking so great.
Yeah, once again, it's just, I mean, Just Cause gets control of that Ivy. He takes the duel. Doesn't matter if he's on 8 HP. That nullifies one arm of the attack. And J9, he has to be hitting a lot of good entries at the moment. And finally, a bit of cause of success, but Niffy's still here, and Niffy has been so good so far on the A-bomb site defense. He's just phenomenal right now.
Might even get another 2 here. One goes down. Eventually, Niffy will drop, but he's done his job, and now it is on the shoulders of Leaf and Wanderfly, who will be able to turn it into another round win for Lucid in that 2v1. 7-1 is up. Money, again, bollocks for Signature. And it's fantastic for Lucid.
This is not Lucid winning by doing really stupid stuff. This is them actually, okay, what do we need to do to nullify this? All right, let's just... I mean, it also helps when you guys are fragging, obviously, but Niffy's not wide strafing out. He's dancing around the bomb site, taking the aim duels. He knows he's got an AWP still in Ivy, so he doesn't have to worry about the flank position. Now we're going to see a full A site committal, a wall of smokes onto that A bomb site from Signature. But Lucid, they're poised quite far back. This is actually really good for them when the strategy comes forward. Flashbangs as well, a few more HEs as well as the Syrian grenades can be used. But maybe a little bit too early, because Signature only threw a few flashbangs. They still got 5 smokes coming over. Here they come now.
Unison. Perfect unison from Signature. They only have the pistols in this round, so they're going to hope that this utility is going to be able to get them into the bomb site. Niffy watching one angle, Zendi another. Just Cause dancing around above the smokes. Signature have gotten into the close angles, but they still haven't found the frags. Very, very close there for PP Overdose, though. First one does go his way, but Trey's back. And Niffy, again, going to be the key here for Lucid. He's been stepping up so much in this map. 10-1 at the moment. Leaf gets PP Overdose, trying to deny the rotation. Bomb has gone down early, though, and it's ticking away pretty quickly already. Straight onto the defuse, though, is Zendi, and he is going to get this by the looks of things. Rolex, absolutely no chance coming in from the Z connector. He was going for the long rotate to try and be the backstab, but the round was won earlier on by Lucid. 8-1 now. on that CT side, and the number grows ever so quickly.
Yeah, I don't know why Zendy has the AWP for some reason as opposed to Niffy or Leaf, because he was just...
He's generally been the one that's actually AWP'd on Train.
He sits on Red Train in that scenario where there's a wall of smokes, and he goes, "Oh, I'm pretty much useless," and he doesn't make a move, he just sits there watching nowhere, and that's just really bizarre to me. It's like you can shift away and try to play alongside with your riflers instead. Okay. Regardless of what it is, Signature do manage to get the bomb plant down. They've got AKs as well as rifles to work with. But is it enough? Zendy actually cops a lot of damage from Reality's AWP, so early on the damage has actually gone in the favor of the T side for the first time in a very long time. But like I said, Just Cause has been doing a great job at Ivy so far, containing any of Rolex's default control. Flashbang coming out, and that's not going to blind PP Overdose, but Leaf is still going to rail them, and he actually spots out a bit more information. They can't go in at the moment. They're standing in the Molotov. Oh my goodness, what a fly. Yeah, he's going to make Reality fly.
Out of the frying pan into the fire. It just gets worse and worse for Signature. Nothing is going their way.
And see, this is good because, I mean, not for Signature, obviously, but this is... Wannafly just What? You've got all the time to reload, and you just decide to draw your sidearm, and I know... Yeah, J9, he won't be able to get the bomb plant down.
Just getting a little bit triggered there, Kev.
Yeah, just a little bit. You got all the time in the world to just step away and just go, look, uppers is going to be open. I'm just going to be slapping a new mag in here. But, I mean, that's just down to, okay, it's not Leaf just going up and going, YOLO, lol. It's actually, okay, he's getting flashed in by Wannafly. They're getting a flash in. They're making a timing play. This is using the brain a little bit more, which is good to see from Lucid Dream, because I didn't want to see Leaf just jumping up and just going, yeah, you only live once in this round. Let's go, boys.
Definitely looking better for Lucid Dream right now. Leaf holding the line, and this is the crossfire from Nippy. He can't get anything done, so just decides to drop the incendiary. They're going to jump, and I mean, they run through it, but they'll still die for it. The grenade doing a lot of damage. Leaf gets absolutely decked as well, so I'm actually kind of surprised that went so wrong for Lucid. Just the aim not quite on point. 2v2, however. Bomb has to be recollected, and Just Cause is going to shut one down. Rolex's position well and truly known now by Zendy. Both of these CTs just peeking, looking for the info. They're going to find it. Rolex, well, he's surviving for a little bit longer than I might have expected. In the end, he'll drop.
He just sprints at him with sidearms out, because why not? You're up 9-1 at this stage. Might as well make it 10-1. Might as well just book the trip to the Asia online qualifiers at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need a stamp for that or anything. But
don't think so. No need for a visa. It's all online.
Yeah, another tactical timeout for Signature, and it just feels like it's a tale of the same old story right now. There is nothing that Signature can really do at this stage. Lucid Dream have been absolutely on point so far on this train site defense, and it's been a relatively quick map so far as well, so...
Yeah, mostly because Signature have died very quickly in a lot of these rounds. Lucid have been playing well, though. It's a more solid-looking map than Cache, at least out from Lucid. Even though Cache was really one-sided in the favor of Lucid, you can just see the difference. CT side is looking a lot better. No double AWP for Lucid, though. They've had opportunities to have it. They've still got heaps of cash. But they've decided that the single AWP is enough. And so far, whatever they've been doing, it has worked. So can't really complain as to what Lucid are doing at the moment. Certainly some questions being asked of Signature, though.
Okay, Leaf is now starting to get a bit aggressive in inners as well, and this is where the confidence is starting to take a bit more control, and that's actually really bad for Signature, because they've actually relinquished this control. Leaf is going to continue pushing. He's not going to leave this alone, and he's got so much control right now.
So much information as well. Lucid are going to know that there's some presence up toward Ivy, in toward the A-bomb site. There is no chance it's headed towards B now.
Yeah, Leaf is just continuing this push at the moment. He's going to spot all this presence at Ivy, and the question is he going to take the shot or is he going to call it out? He's actually, yeah, so he spotted out maybe one, but he's going to come around T-connector. Is he going to go for the knife is a real question.
At this point, I think you might as well. Just put the cherry on the cake. He's doing it. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Give him the shank, and the Niffy's here.
Well, in the end, Leaf does get punished, but look, it doesn't matter. That is maximum BM, and that is really going to be playing on the minds of Signature now. We let this guy walk all the way around the map just to knife us in the back. 11-1.
That's just down to, okay, you just lost all your map control here. Like, Signature think they're still fine because they've got, all right, we're going to try this Ivy take this time around. We've got SL, we've got here, but they're forgetting that they're down 10-1 and they need to adapt at this stage because Lucid Dream, look, you can say that that was really risky from Leaf. Normally, you'll never see that play being made. You see it being played once, but they've earned the right to make that play because they're up 10-1.
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
11.
For sure, for sure. Credit to Lucid Dream. Coming back from that performance on Overpass, 16-4 is what they lost, and now being in a position to actually win this best of 5, sorry, reverse sweep against Signature, who have looked really dominant throughout these qualifiers up to this point, is a phenomenal result for Lucid.
They're hitting their stride at the moment, which is the difference at the end of the day, and if he's going to be standing in front of the smoke and he's trying to spray them down, they're still trying to commit through this. And while the rest of the teammates are still here, Leaf is, I mean, they've let one through. That's going to be J9 with the Galil, but he's only by himself right now. Niffy, where are you watching, mate? Can't you hear him sprinting around oil tanker? There we go. That's better.
He's trying to steal your oil.
Whoa, okay, that's too real. Petrol prices are through the roof right now.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. I haven't had to fill up my car yet.
Oh, wow. Okay, lucky you living, I don't know, just 5 minutes away from work.
Fuel economy to the max, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, I live, I think, 25 kilometers away from one of my jobs.
That's
and this one's like 15 kilometers, so...
Anyway, 12-1.
Yeah, talking about unfortunate right now, Signature, talk about being shoved in the bin. They might as well just go stand in a trash can, because this is literally the same amount of hope they actually have in this game. It's just been railed at this stage.
Yeah, things really are looking quite bad indeed. But another chance here toward the A-bomb site. Thing is, though, Kevin, literally not a single piece of utility for Signature in this round.
Yeah, they have to just go for firepower, and I don't know what makes me... I don't know what I think of that. It makes me feel really apprehensive where J9's coming out by himself. Oh, look, there's no trades. Come on, Signature. Like, if you're trying to make these plays, you've got to be... I mean, Rolex, sure, he's been individually trying to make these entries, and once again, he's been the impact fragger so far. He's just gone, lads, why couldn't we do this earlier? Where's the bomb? It's all the way back in T-spawn, so I'm going to have to go grab that. Signature finally have a round, but there's just some Rolex just coming in, just getting entries.
The round's not over just yet. Wanna while he's not been having an amazing game here on Train,
Jordan,
still could clutch this out 1v3.
I can understand they're up 12-1 at this stage, but the reason why they've been up 12-1 is because they've been making these certain plays and they've been able to get in scenarios. This has been the worst scenario they've been in so far. It's very difficult for a CT defender to get back into this.
There's no reason for him not to go for this, though.
Oh, 100% is going to go for it, but okay, you're going to go down SL. Look, you got to kill reality first.
Easy. Not so easy. He should have dropped. He walked slowly. Why'd he walk slow? Can't believe it. I would have clutched that. I would have dropped.
I don't think so. But that's...
Look, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, like, there's already 12 rounds on the board on the CT side here for Lucid. They're going to win the pistol because they've won every single pistol.
Yeah, pretty much.
The map's pretty much over.
Yeah, final round of the half. Lucid Dream up 12-2. I mean, for Signature to even have a chance coming back into this, we've seen big comebacks from 13-2 up before. It did happen on the first day of the ESL Pro League Season 8 SEA region closed qualifiers, or whatever the name is these days, because it's too long. It's an essay in itself. It's a mouthful.
This time a little bit more utility for Signature at least, so they won the last round with absolutely none. Maybe they can do better this time. Wanna though, the one on the front foot, and Signature, the one's now on the back foot as a result. Lucid have been very, very good, very proactive in this game. Just Cause has spotted out Rolex. It's 2 versus 5. And most likely going to be 13-2 as well here, as Wannafly does see those players coming into Train, into the B-bomb
Wait,
site.
so did Wannafly just see it and just bail? Like, what?
Well, he's only got 21 HP.
You're up 12-2. Go in. You need kills.
No.
You're under-fragging, mate.
Play the percentage game.
No, no more percentage. You don't lecture me about percentage players after you saw how Lucid played Cache, because that was 0 percentage players right there. That's
true.
Like, at this stage, you're up 12-2. This is where you are afforded the luxury of switching off your brain and not making percentage plays. But like, Wannafly is going, you know what? I'm going to be a team player, but 13-2. All they need to do is take the pistol in 2 more rounds, and that's it. That is their metaphorical online passport that's going to be stamped for the Asia qualifiers.
Mm-hmm.
Over Signature, that would be a pretty big upset.
It would. But How long are we going to have to wait for it, Kevin? How long is the second half going to go? How long is the half time going to go?
I don't know.
Are they going to get the pistol? Are they going to make it a
is
flat
What the heck going to be AFK again?
Are they going to make it a flat 8-0 as far as the pistols are concerned?
Has that ever happened before? I think it has.
I mean, I'm sure in Counter-Strike history it has happened.
In a best of 5?
I'm sure it has. I'm sure there's been that many best of 5s that it must have happened once. But I've never casted one like this. Maybe I have, but I haven't realized.
I mean, I can tell you that this has been an absolute roller coaster of a ride, starting off with Signature playing quite well. Inferno's was an absolute brawl fest, and then Cage was a bit of a meme fest. We've got it all. It's like everything's been covered.
Yeah. It's been a pretty wild ride, these Southeast Asia qualifiers. If you remember, looking back at even the first couple of days, the results were strange. Everything's been going on. I mean,
these last 2 days have been a little bit
It's
bizarre.
been very, very hard to call these Southeast Asia qualifiers. But a lot of interesting teams coming through in the Southeast Asia region at the moment. And the Thai region in particular, looking pretty dangerous. At least domestically speaking. Once they go internationally, I don't think there's going to be that groundwork that they will have. They're not going to perform the same as you might expect maybe out from Tai Lu, or even MVP, I think probably would perform a lot better internationally than these Thai teams.
It's down
even
to
Boot, I think probably as well. But give them time.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, what these teams need to learn a structure and how to approach the game in terms of the fundamental aspects, and they're getting there. Like I said, I have to exclude Keish in terms of when we're talking about this, and it looks like the coach is going to be AFK again, so I've got time.
Yeah.
It is down to the fact that these teams haven't needed to learn what the concepts of map control or what these defaults are, because they haven't really been punished for not doing it in terms of versing the same regional opponents, because no one knows how to do it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's only when they get exposed internationally, they go, oh, okay, we're going to learn how that works, and we're going to bring it back over here. Then they realize that doesn't work because that's a different meta.
Yep.
So the trick here for the teams that do have the opportunity of going on to these bigger and, I guess, greater things is that they learn how to adapt and change and bring the region a little bit higher every single step of the time. And that's where the scene really starts growing. But
oh dear.
It looks like it's going to be, oh, okay, reality. He doesn't want this to go away just yet. He wants to make this at least a 7 out of 8, but
no.
I think this is going to be 8 out of 8. No bait, mate.
No bait at all here from Lucid. Bomb's not yet down though, and it's sort of still in a position that's coverable by Signature. Just cause it's going to take the duel against PP Overdose. 1v1, and oh, crisp. Gets the headshot. And now it's a 1v3 for Rolex. Bomb is eventually going to be planted. Lucid gunning for that 8th pistol round in a row, and for that 14th round here on Train, and for the death blow against Signature. What a day it's been for Lucid. What a qualifier it's been for Lucid as well, having to fight their way all through the lower bracket, but now in a position to close things out.
Down 0-2 at the beginning of this, and I mean, Rolex is going to give it a good crack. He's got the smoke grenade, want to fly, maybe the next fatality, but want to fly. Look at the brain cells in this lad. Want to fly. The rest of your team are just wide strafing out and just taking headshots like it's a free-for-all deathmatch, but he's actually playing around the objective and actually using the brain cells. This makes him, in my mind, the most valuable player in Lucid Dream. Actually thinks about what percentage plays he needs to make, because that's a percentage play and a half, and that actually secures 8 out of 8. So
14-2 as well. And Signature force buying into the round. Naturally, they do have a little bit of extra money than what you might be used to, so they get all the pistols and the armor, and they get some utility to back it up. But really, in the form that Lucid Dream is in right now, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be possible.
This is Lucid reality at the moment. This is not a dream for them anymore. They are step by step bringing it closer, but the double scout's going to be raining out. They're going to be thinking about it. The scout's actually, I mean, the bomb's actually lost in the open, and PP Overdose.
Hang on.
Can't do that with the AWP, but can do it with the scout.
Got a couple of flashbangs here for Lucid.
This is actually Signature. They should be able to pick up the bonus round victory, actually. So, oh, not bonus round, but the force buy victory.
Should, but WannaFly still has a decent amount of HP here. Oh, just keep peeking the long angles against the scouts. I'm sure it'll work eventually. 1v3 here for WannaFly. Okay, he does get the headshot, but he takes the big tag, and it's an easy cleanup for Rolex.
They've used all their smokes, and you can't nullify those scouts outside of just getting ridiculous headshots, and you don't have that. So a bit of a chance now for Signature to build up an economy on the CT side and see what they can do. But for Lucid Dream, they can just eco and just chill out.
Well, that kind of ruins my monologue about Lucid being in a position to close this out, win over Signature. Because they're not yet.
They're still in the prime position right
They
now.
are,
So
they are,
let's not say that, oh, that's an absolute death toll right now for Lucid.
We're going to just
Dream.
have to slow things down a little bit. Let's not get excited yet.
No, don't slow things down. Just run fast, man.
Play it faster.
Play faster.
Yep.
That's what worked on Cache. Let's just bring it back down to the base level of Counter-Strike that is aim, no brain. Come on, lads. You got 5 Glocks. What are you hoping for? Just go in.
That's a good question, Kevin. What are you waiting for, Lucid? Get this round over and done with. Get the guns in your hands. Finish it off. We know they can do it. Let's look at the stats. Let's look at the ADR. Let's figure something out here. Just give us something to talk about.
Monkeys jumping on the bed.
4.0 KD for Carricky, but that's this half. 39 ADR for Rolex.
Yeah, I don't think we can read too much in the stats at the moment.
Yeah.
Finally, they actually do something in the B-bomb site.
I forgot that it resets at the half.
Yeah, but everyone dies at the end. Wow, such a good.
Well, we didn't miss much.
Such a good use of 1.5 minutes of my life. Like at least Signature had the right idea when they had the Glock rounds. You go in fast somewhere, Lucid Dream, they just sit around and just chill out. Maybe they're talking about the next round, who knows? That's sometimes a good opportunity to be talking about what you want to be doing in this round, what smokes that you want to be using, and you just use that eco round just to make sure you get your points down pat to cleanly close it out. Don't want this overextending into a bit of a perilous situation right now.
Well, it's just the firepower for Lucid really here. I suppose Just Cause and Wantify do have a little bit of utility, and actually it's enough to get them into the site alongside that one smoke of NIF.
PB Overdose has taken T-Connector control, so that's going to be a bit problematic for the Ts if they want to eventually retake it. Don't know what J9 took damage from, but took 5 damage from something.
Be one of his teammates.
Probably.
That could be the only thing, really. There wasn't like a HE nade for Lucid that would have gone in there.
That's pretty sharp from Leaf to open up, and this might be...
the beginning of the end?
Yep. The death. The death?
The death of Signature.
Yeah.
The death of Thai Counter-Strike.
The death and birth. The death and birth is Lucid Dream. I'm fairly certain they'll be able to take the mantle decently well in terms of the firepower. And like I said, for this roster who's been together for quite a while now, I think this has been a long time coming. This is going to be a huge relief because it means that, okay, we've been sticking together for quite a while.
Wow.
We've been doing the right thing, I guess, ultimately, in terms of sticking together and trying to make it work out. We're finally going to get some international exposure as well in terms of testing out their mettle against the Asia teams as well. But they just slowly and steadily only going to be Rolex.
Reverse sweep, very much a reality for them. I wouldn't have rushed into happy.
Just maybe 1 or 2, 3 rounds. It just the margin just feels unsurmountable at this stage. I mean, we've seen CD comebacks, but generally they've been all right. They've got the economy to work off. They've got some confidence at the very least in terms of you got 1 or 2 players that are fragging up, but they just were unable to do a lot more on the T side because they were being nullified. They are taking quite a while on the side of Lucid though, which never makes me feel comfortable. There's the first entry. Out come Lucid Dream out through SL.
Husky has a job to do, but eventually he'll be overwhelmed. Too many angles to have a look at there. Lucid Dream start to stream their way into the site. J9 peeking around through, but there's a player right behind him, so he'll get one, but that is not going to be enough. It's a 2v1 now for Carrigy. He'll be done, and Lucid Dream have secured the reverse sweep against Signature. They went down 16-4 on that first map. Signature coming in with a 1-map advantage, but then 3 go the way of Lucid Dream, and they will win the Southeast Asia Closed Qualifiers, make their way through to the Asia Playoffs. And what a performance from them. I mean, really, just being able to have that mental fortitude to come back from the 16-4 loss and then absolutely dominate on the last 2 maps. Sure, Inferno was a close thing, but even then, that takes mental fortitude in and of itself. Great performance from Lucid Dream across these qualifiers.
Yeah, look, if I was Lucid Dream right now, I'd be going out to where Niffy is, and I'd be shouting him, I don't know, whatever Niffy's favorite food or drink is, because that is, I mean, without that, they wouldn't even have the opportunity to bring it here. With Niffy's clutch, they've been able to bring it back all the way onto Keish. Well, okay, let's forget about Keish. Keish was just a mistake. And then Train, look, they've just been dominant on the CT side. Once again, it was structure at the beginning. They always had the crossfire. Maybe they got lucky in a bit of the timings a lot of the time. But look, you can't fault timing. And at the end of the day, they got 13 rounds for a reason. It was good structured play in terms of, like this flashbang, right? I think signified it, where Signature, if they came in 2 seconds earlier, it would have worked in their favor. They come in they just come in a little bit too late, and Lucid have all the right answers.
Yeah, definitely. Lucid was absolutely the better team today. On Overpass, it really just felt like Signature was kind of winning aim duels, winning off that raw firepower, and then it just completely went missing from there on out.
Also, I think for Signature, a lot of their T side, the weaknesses did show up, and we didn't really talk about the weaknesses as much. In Inferno, we could see that the T side and the CT side both struggled, and that's really down to the CT sides not making the progressive players to get control as much. That's also down to the T sides not being able to take control of either side, or not understanding when they've lost the timing, when they've lost control of a certain sector of the map. We saw that came back to bite Signature in overtime. We saw that happen multiple times to Lucid, even when they were on the CT side as well. Because let's not forget, Signature started off really well on the T side. They went up 9-2, but a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of players stepping up from Lucid Dream. And at the end of the day, they still come back and complete a reverse sweep. So congratulations to them and Signature. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if that's going to be cause for making a shuffle or...
I don't know. I think it's a little bit too early for that.
It is, but...
Maybe time to jump back in on those ESEA servers, Kevin, just work on the aim a little bit, because that was where they had a lot of success, and then they sort of fell flat in the end as well. So, look, I don't think that should be necessarily the end for Signature, or, for example, for Beyond, another team that has some very good Thai players in that contingent. You know, there's 3 pretty decent-looking Thai teams now, and potentially even more that we haven't been able to see in these Southeast Asia qualifiers.
They're still made in Thailand, who's
exactly.
floating around in the second tier in terms of the SEA Counter-Strike, maybe tier 3.
Yeah.
Like you said, a lot of good teams at the moment from the Thailand region. They've been one of the really promising ones, because I think they have been investing inside the esports region quite a bit over there.
Definitely. So that's cool to see, and you will see what we're talking about when we go into this bracket here. Speaking about the Thai teams, Signature, Lucid, both of them making their way through to the grand final. To be honest, Beyond didn't have the greatest of performances, but they got knocked down into the lower bracket by Signature, the team that is in the grand final, and then they got knocked out of the competition by Lucid Dream, the team that won the grand final. So a little unfortunate for them how the bracket did end up. The big takeaway as well, Boot Dreamscape being knocked out in the upper bracket final by Signature, and then in the lower bracket final by Lucid. So pretty poor performance from them, really, in the Southeast Asia qualifiers. We thought that they should be able to get through this one fairly easily, but that's not the case. Thai Counter-Strike here is going to be reigning supreme in the Southeast Asia region, at least for now.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look for Signature, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't necessarily look at making roster changes immediately, but this is always going to prey on their mind, because you go, all right, we had our opportunities. How could we, I guess, drop down to a team that hasn't really internationally proven themselves as much in terms of for Lucid Dream? This is their first real big opportunity as far as I know. But for Boot Dreamscape, this is going to be a big, I guess, searching time in terms of finalizing their roster, probably grinding it out as well. That's been a big boot up their bum pretty much, that they dropped down not only in the upper bracket against Signature, but dropping against Lucid Dream as well. They're not going to be happy about that, and this is going to be that revitalization period for them. So hopefully they're able to do better from here.
Yeah, definitely, and hopefully for the Southeast Asia region, Lucid Dream is going to be able to do a little bit better in these Asia playoffs than a lot of the Southeast Asia teams do tend to do. They're going to need to play it faster because that's generally how the Chinese teams do like to play. Very quick, very aggressive, and I'm not so sure how that's going to match up against Lucid Dream, but there is a lot of work to be done for Lucid Dream heading into those Asia playoffs because, again, we've said it time and time again, that the Chinese teams are looking really, really strong at the moment, and it's a tough ask for Lucid.
They've got a chance now. That's the whole thing, right? They've earned this chance so far. Big run through the lower bracket to get over here. Big reverse sweep, all right. They're the underdogs. We would have counted them out at the beginning, the dark horses or whatever. They've been consistently able to make tournament runs, but never win. And now they've finally done it. So where they're going to go from here, we'll have to find out and see. Whereas the Chinese, I mean, it's scary for me because you look at a map like Train on how Lucid Dream play, you really believe they have a chance against these Chinese teams. They play like that on Cache, like, come on, like, forget about it. You're dreaming if you think you can defeat VC or Tyloo on that.
Yeah, absolutely. But how far can they go, you ask, Kevin? Maybe all the way to Odense. Didn't think I would be saying that about Lucid Dream at the start of these qualifiers, but they're the only team now out of the Southeast Asia region that does still have a chance to make their way there. No more Boot, no more Signature, no one else there, and they still have to go through those Asia playoffs. So it's a pretty tough ask for these Southeast Asia teams, but it's still a possibility, at least for Lucid Dream, which is better than nothing. That's going to be the end of our Southeast Asia qualifiers, though. Once again, congratulations to Lucid Dream for taking it away there against Signature with the reverse sweep. We've still got plenty more Counter-Strike coming up here, though, in the ESL Pro League, in the China region, in the ANZ region. That's all coming up next week, however. So until then, have a very good one.